Pain is not your enemy, your reaction to it is. You want to win, to rise, to conquer, to be recognized, but you cannot even endure. What makes you believe victory belongs to a restless mind? You live in an age that rejects discomfort. If the room is too cold, you complain. If the line is too long, you sigh. If someone criticizes you, you defend. When work becomes heavy, you search for motivation. When results are slow, you search for escape. When injustice touches you, you search for an audience. The modern reflex is expression, immediate, unfiltered, emotional. You call it authenticity, but often it is fragility. Your phone becomes a refuge from boredom. Your anger becomes a performance. Your frustration becomes identity. You do not endure pressure, you broadcast it, and slowly, something weakens. Your threshold, your tolerance, your internal steel. You say you want greatness, but greatness is heavy. It presses, it isolates, it tests. Without endurance, ambition becomes suffering. Without composure, talent becomes volatility. Without restraint, strength becomes noise. This is not power. In Japan, there is a word, gaman. It does not translate cleanly. It means to endure the seemingly unbearable with patience and dignity, to withstand hardship without complaint, to remain composed under injustice, not passive, not defeated, composed. In the samurai ethic, endurance was not optional. Before a blade could be trusted in battle, the man holding it had to be tested in silence. Long marches, cold nights, hunger, isolation, no applause, no reassurance, only pressure. A warrior who cannot endure discomfort will break before the enemy strikes. Before victory, there is weathering. Before triumph, there is testing. Consider your own life. When discomfort appears, how quickly do you seek relief? When criticized, how quickly do you defend? When misunderstood, how quickly do you explain? Gammon demands something radical, stillness under pressure. In Zen training, monks sit in zazen for hours, legs burning, back aching, mind screaming for movement, and yet they remain. Not because it is comfortable, because it is refining. The body protests, the mind negotiates, but the will observes and stays. Endurance builds invisible strength. This is the reframe. You think strength is force. It is not. Strength is containment. The ability to hold emotion without leaking it everywhere. The ability to feel injustice without collapsing into bitterness. The ability to experience delay without losing direction. If someone insults you, the undisciplined mind reacts, defends, explains, attacks. The enduring mind absorbs, not because it agrees, but because it is not threatened. When progress is slow, the fragile mind panics, switches strategies, questions identity, seeks shortcuts. The enduring mind continues, one step, then another. This is gammon. It is not glamorous, it will not trend, it will not be praised. Often no one will know what you are enduring, and that is the point. Dignity is silent under pressure. Before you try to win, learn to endure losing. Before you try to lead, learn to withstand loneliness. Before you try to speak, learn to hold silence. There is a reason many collapse when success finally arrives. They built skill, but not stamina. They built visibility, but not resilience. They built ambition, but not endurance. Pressure reveals foundations, and most foundations are thin. Imagine you are working towards something meaningful. Months pass, no recognition, no visible progress. Just repetition, just effort, just quiet persistence. Can you continue without applause, without certainty, without reassurance? If the answer is no, then winning will only magnify your weakness, because victory multiplies pressure, it does not remove it. The samurai understood this deeply. Before facing an opponent, they faced themselves. Fear, pain, fatigue. If they could not endure their own internal storms, no external blade was required. They were already defeated. You do not need a battlefield to practice gammon. You need inconvenience. You need discomfort. You need delay. When your plans are interrupted, stay composed. When someone misunderstands you, resist the urge to correct immediately. When results are slow, do not abandon the path. Each moment becomes training. Each irritation becomes weight, and you are building capacity. Pressure is a forge. Steel does not argue with fire. It survives it and emerges harder. There will be days when you feel invisible, days when effort feels wasted, days when injustice feels unfair. Gammon does not deny emotion, it contains it. You feel the frustration. You do not let it command you. You feel the anger. You do not let it define you. You feel the fatigue. You do not let it stop you. This is quiet power, unseen, uncelebrated, but undeniable. Return to your ambition. You want to win, to build, to succeed, to rise above. Good. But can you endure the climb? Can you endure misunderstanding? Can you endure being underestimated? Can you endure solitude? If you cannot sit with discomfort, you will chase relief instead of purpose. If you cannot endure criticism, you will shapeshift for approval. If you cannot endure delay, you will sabotage long-term mastery. Victory belongs to those who outlast, not those who flare brightly, not those who shout loudly, those who remain. Endurance is the foundation of unshakable power. When the storm arrives, most panic. Some react. A rare few stand still, not frozen, rooted. And when the storm passes, they are still there. This is where real strength begins. Not in applause, not in dominance, in dignity, in restraint, in the refusal to collapse. One day, you will face a moment that tests everything. A loss, a betrayal, a public failure. In that moment, winning will not matter, only endurance, only your ability to remain intact. Before you try to win, learn how to endure, because endurance is the gate, and only those who pass through it can hold victory without breaking. So ask yourself, when pressure arrives, will you react or will you remain?